like Too Bad's got like all this lockdown, and it looks like QPR is out of position, but they still get these favorable trades.
Yeah, it's due to the fact that QPR's team is just very strong and very tanky against Magic, especially with Vipers built in, and Ember Spirit is maxed out his Flame Guard, so he can eat 500 damage in Magic. Too bad just don't have a lot of physical output yet. But with right clicks from Potom and Rana, which both, or I guess Windrunner and Potom, and the Acid Spray later on they'll do fine with some items, but it's just it's a little late. I don't know. It looks like they're not going to be able to transition very well.
Let's see.
I mean, I think the biggest problem is they lack a lot of damage, and I should say the Ember pick is paying off because they don't have a way to deal with him, and they have all these other tanky heroes like Viper and Timbersaw, and if you choose to focus one of them...
Ooh, here goes Tank gets initiated on. He did, while he was trying to D-ward. And I think they just saw, I don't think they actually had vision. They just saw that Sentry was losing health or something, and Spazzy goes up and Timber Chains over.
Yeah, nice pick off.
That was a good game sense from Spazzy there.
They're pressuring the top tower.
Also, I want to point out that Rubik stole Omni Slash. Oh yeah, they're coming from behind, and this is another dive, but let's see what happens. Ice Path hits 2. This Spazzy's gonna go down, and Viper with the late mech. I think he was shackled, and Mirana ulti's popped, and they're chasing. I'm not so sure. I think that Too Bad would still lose this fight unless something big happened. Rubik pops. Oh, 2 Omni Slashes go off, and they lose the Viper for the Alchemist. They lose the Rubik. This turned out to be really good for Too Bad here, and they lose the Jakiro as well. Maybe they can turn this around. Spazzy's back in. Ember Spirit's back in. I don't know about this. I think this has just become a slugfest. Let's see if KD can get out of this. Flame Guard's gonna eat him up. Hanlin's gonna probably go down. Holy cow. Did Slammy get out of that, or did he... How did Slammy get out of that? Did you see?
He ran the opposite way, and basically... But
both teams committed the same flaw each fight. They lost Timbersaw at the very beginning of that, and then they should have just backed off. They should have, hey, we got Timbersaw, let's back out. Viper's tanky. But QPR instead said, hey, we lost Timbersaw, let's keep fighting. And so then they died because of that. But then at the same time, Too Bad's like, oh, we got Timbersaw and Viper. And they forgot that Timbersaw had the Bloodstone. And he was back up. And so they stayed too long again.
Yeah, and he ended up netting 1 Bloodstone charge out of that. So overall, I don't think anything changed that much. Yep, it's still sloping downwards, the grass.
It would have been a good trade, and if they would have backed off.
Yep.
I mean, they're not doing anything particularly that bad at the moment. Like, they had a good initiation, the Dire overextended, they still got a good arrow, a good shackle, and a good disruption, an alchemist stun, all these disables, but then it's just so hard to bring all those heroes down.
Yeah, and when they did, the Timbersaw had already respawned because Acer mentioned about his Bloodstone, and Ember Spirit also came back, and they're going for a smoke here. They're looking. I think they're looking to just get a big pick off here. Ooh, I think the Shadow Demon's dead. Nice Ice Path.
Dead for sure.
Yeah. Oh, good Force Staff. And let's see. Ooh, actually, this might end up going the other way. This time they grabbed the Viper and they disengaged with the Mirana ulti. I think Too Bad's... Yeah, they've learned their lesson for being greedy. They're gonna... Or maybe not.
They're going with Mirana. They want to re-engage. Are they gonna...
Well, Jakiro's is cut off, but this might be a pincer.
Oh, barely. They missed each other. I think Jakiro scouted them out.
Neither of them knew that the other person was there. Windrunner could have got a kill.
I'm actually surprised that they did not see the smoke, although they did get the better of it in the end. Because they have a ward just here.
Yeah, I see.
And I think like the last year was.
Yeah, they popped the smoke over here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it should have been sealed, to be honest. But I think Shadow Demon had no idea.
Yeah, he was.
But, nice force staff.
Yep. That was I think Handlin that used the force staff on him.
I think the biggest problem is that they smoked and they ran up through here. Like, you never run up through this way with the smoke. Why? It's gonna get immediately broken by this tower. Instead, they should have just went straight into Roche, killed Roche off, then smoked out.
I see.
That way, if Mirana pops her ult, they would immediately know because their smoke would be immediately broken, and then they could drop a sentry and have a fight.
I agree. It's quite hard to contest a Roshan against them at this point.
Also, I think it was strange that they let Viper lead the smoke because they have an instant disable in telekinesis. They have Ember Spirit who can slide a fist into a searing chains. So I don't know.
Rubik didn't fade bolt Roshan, and so they didn't pop his Lincolns, and so Viper wasted his ult on him.
Oh really? That's unfortunate. And Handlin scouts it out with a power shot, and it looks like they want to contest this. How do you think this is gonna go?
It'll go well for Too Bad if Ember Spirit decides not to shoot.
That arrow just barely missed everyone. Yep. Oh, here comes the Mirana ulti. They don't have any detection
Drop
yet.
a sentry. Jakiro has
Jakiro has a sentry. He hasn't dropped it yet, but I think he's gonna realize it now. Oh, he still hasn't dropped the sentry. Big Omni Slash. He got Viper out of team fight, but big bad embers burning through everybody, chopping everybody down. Jakiro's taking almost down. Oh, he does tick down, and so far it's 2 for 3, and it's a team wipe. Rubik soloed, finished off the Wind Ranger up the cliff, while the rest of the team killed the Mirana.
And that's a Roche as well.
Yep.
So, really massive fight for the Dire. As I said, they can't contest that Roshan. I think they should have been farming instead, even if they knew about it. And Rubik stole Omni Slash, and
yeah, he's done it twice, and you said like he is a really good Rubik player.
And Timbersaw does a lot of damage as well, and they just melted. And he picked off the Windrunner. She couldn't do anything. She walked up to the tower, and her Windrun run off, and then she just died.
The biggest problem in all these fights is that they just can't burst one person down quick enough.
Exactly. They just don't have the damage. They have the disables, oddly enough, but they don't have the damage to bring anyone down. Cause
Shadow Demon is TPing in, trying to look for a disruption, doesn't get it, and Out's gonna stun himself.
He's going for mech. What do you think about that?
Personally, for me, I don't think a support Alk should get a mech, maybe a mid Alk. I think a support Alk maybe goes for a medallion to just for more single target, because it just takes too long to get that mech, I think. I don't know, Acer, how do you feel about it?
I kind of agree with you. I mean, 25 minutes, he doesn't have mech up yet. It's kind of useless after about the 23-minute mark, especially like in a game like this. It'll help him survive a little bit longer if QPR won't, I mean, if they stop the aggression, which they are. They're all backing off and they're farming. QPR should be pushing their advantage, taking out every single tier 2 tower.
Yeah.
But they're having these bad engagements, and because of that, they're getting afraid. They're saying, hey, Too Bad is, you know, they're getting stronger, but really the problem lies in the fact that they are just executing poorly.
Yep.
What do you think about the Aegis pickup on Ember? He has 2 battlefields, by the way. We haven't mentioned it. But I think the pick is working out really well.
I don't think it's really the item choice that's what it's. Yeah, I think he's just playing really well. They don't have any way to like gather them together, so I don't know if I agree with the double Battle Fury.
I'm questionable about it as well, but I think the pick is working out. We'll see how the double Battle Fury works.
Okay, so P did sniffs out a gank come toward him. He's just gonna TP out. And here comes the rest of QPR with a smoke. Timbersaw leading the way, which again I don't think is the right person to lead, but Omni Slash goes off on him. Let's see if Rubik steals it. Oh, Rubik uses the Omni Slash as well, and he kills Wind Ranger straight off. Rubik dies, but big cleaves from Ember Spirit, killing 2 people. KD's gonna go down. This is not looking good. And I think, yep, Shadow Demon went down as well to Spazzy. And here's the GG. Pretty dominant performance from Queen's Park Rangers. And I'll see you guys for Game 2.
Alright.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll just wait for
Victory.
Yep, go
audio
ahead.
issues. Apparently, someone has feedback in the in-game client. Not me. They told me. One of my friends told me that one of the co-casters.
It
As
might be
in-
me, but I'm using push to talk, so I doubt it. It might be just when I'm pushing to talk, but I doubt it. I'm on headphones, so it shouldn't be me. I'm not